I wanted to talk today just for a few minutes about the idea of imposter syndrome. Now, imposter syndrome is when we begin to have some self doubt and we wonder, do I really belong here? I'm taking new challenges I've never faced before. I've never dealt with a client this big. I've never done a project this big. I've never developed a product like this before. And it can be scary. And you kind of wonder, like, hey, how long am I going to be here before everybody else figures out that I don't really belong? I want to encourage you, if you have imposter syndrome, one, you're normal. If we are growing as leaders, we are going to experience imposter syndrome. If you never experience imposter syndrome, that's a different kind of problem. You're probably not stretching yourselves like you need to. So if you are experiencing it, I want to encourage you, is it can be a good thing and it's normal. In her book, From Startup to Grown Up, Alisa Cohen talks about the idea of imposter syndrome and how do we deal with it. And she has a really good idea about one method on dealing with imposter syndrome, and that is developing the idea of a highlight reel, of reflecting on all of those wins that you've had in the past, all those skills you developed, all those hard times you've gone through, and basically you can even write it down and review it and remind yourself, like, hey, like, I'm at this new rung of this ladder that I've never experienced before because I've climbed all the previous rungs. I've earned my way here. And while that doesn't completely alleviate imposter syndrome, because we are still being stretched, we are still having new challenges we haven't dealt with before, is we can do so with more confidence because we've overcome hard things before. Now, does this mean we're going to win every time? Well, I would venture to guess that if you're the kind of person that's growing, your business is growing, you have this experience and depth, you're going to win a lot. But you're not going to win every time. None of us do. And if you don't, I would encourage you to think of two things. One is everything's a learning experience. And two, along the way to get to that new challenge, one of the things that you learned was to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and try again, or maybe have the wisdom to try something else. Having imposter syndrome is a normal part of being a growing leader. So I just encourage you to face it head on, and I'm excited to see what you'll do with it. I hope this is helpful. Thanks and have a great day.